It's a birthday for Kari. It's a birthday for Kari. Kari, Kari, Kari. Kari, Kari, Kari birthday.
That sounds nice. I'm sure she appreciates that.
Kari's awesome, and it's
Kari
8 o'clock.
awesome.
Hello and welcome to 3 Geeks in a Pod, your geeky weekly source of all things Ja-Mez.
I'm trying to find other news. I'm sorry that I'm posting stuff that I'm interested in, but I don't know.
I posted something. Did you see me post?
Yes, but you
Yes.
posted to the Facebook, not to our website, which is where we're trying to direct traffic now.
Oh, do I have access? Oh, I have access to the website.
Yes, I made sure you have access to the
That's
website.
good.
Plus, you know the code for our administrative thing.
Yeah, and by the way, in case of you guys, this is happening live right now. Well, unless you're listening it to tomorrow or something. But you can be involved in our live chat if you go to 3geeksinapod.com/live, and you will find our chat right there.
In our pretty new website.
My name is Errol.
I am Manda.
I'm Ja-Mez.
And we are here and on our second episode of 2014, where we will discuss things we are looking forward to in the new year. Ha!
Now, for people who missed last week's episode and are a little confused why they're hearing us and not seeing us, we have switched back to an audio format.
So
we
that
won't go
my
through the
gut can hang out.
Oh, for
And for the benefit of everyone at home, yes, he did lift his shirt there.
Here's
so
my
you
butt
can-
crack.
I can't open my eyes.
Sorry. Ja-Mez just shut down.
I'm just staring into the middle distance.
We're just waiting for the reaction now from chat. There might be a little.
Sorry, you were
alarm.
talking. Yeah, we're only doing audio.
We're just audio, so if you're confused, that's why you're only hearing us. So, just want to make that clear.
Getting out the brain bleach right now. That's what Mercenary Pet said.
I like that they make brain bleach, but they don't make eye bleach.
I believe.
You can bleach your brain, we can't bleach your eyes.
Yeah. Anyway, so last week we discussed things that we liked about 2013 or sometimes didn't like, and this week we'll be
Mostly
discussing
didn't like.
upcoming things for 2014 that we're all looking forward to.
Yay!
So Ja-Mez is going to start us off because he has a list of
Yes,
things.
unfortunately I forgot to open my list before we started because I was so
What are
busy
you looking?
doing stuff.
You're looking forward to a game, man. Pans. What are you looking forward to?
Are we going to start with games?
Well,
Should
you
we
can just start with
games?
anything. Just start.
Okay.
While he looks things up.
Okay, well, one of my
Dating.
No.
No, you're not looking forward to dating
No.
in 2014?
No.
No.
No, I'm going to.
I learned about this new thing on the phone called Tinder.
What?
It's some sort of like dating thing where you can swipe left and swipe right if you like a person's pic, and then it'll find out if
Oh,
there's
they
a
do
match.
that on OkCupid as well.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And then if
really?
there's a match, that sees if you guys are close by.
That's no.
I just learned about that from my trendy cousin.
Well, let's not talk about dating. Let's talk about video games. So one video game I'm looking forward to this year, which probably nobody else is
What?
Is,
I also supported it.
Dreamfall.
Oh wait, no, not that one.
Not that one, no. This Dreamfall, which is the sequel to, well, it's the third in a series called The Longest Journey, and this one's been in development. Like, they came out with The Longest Journey in 99, they came out with a sequel 7 years later, and then after that sequel, they were like, okay, we swear, we're not going to take this long for a sequel again, and then they totally did. And it wasn't going to happen, but they kickstarted it, and then I supported it, and so it's coming out in November, so that's the one I'm looking forward to.
November?
Yeah.
That was like a year away.
It's,
Come on.
it's
Yeah,
close.
because we're looking at the next year called
Yeah, I know.
2015.
So that's
There's
coming
lots-
out in 2014. Another one which I'm kind of laughing about, and I'm wondering why they're releasing this. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Was Final Fantasy X that popular? I know it was meant. It's meant
I
to
feel
be.
like it was because I heard a lot of it warranted enough to have its own out-of-game sequel, which is unusual for. Or sorry, because Final Fantasy is a series that doesn't really have sequels. It just goes from one story to a different story each installment. But Final Fantasy X was the first one that had a spin-off story that continued its story.
I know, but I hear terrible things about it, and they're coming out with an HD remastered one.
You hear terrible things about every version that's not 7.
No, this one, I saw examples of it too, and I'm like,
Really?
this is a bad game.
I don't know. I feel like it was popular.
Actually,
I remember a lot more talk about
it
that.
might have been popular.
Is this the one with, like, the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played the first hour.
And you're playing that ridiculous game in the water.
It's the
all
one
the
where-
time.
No, I didn't even get to that part
No?
because I was bored.
It's the
actually.
one where the
Really?
guy laughs really crazily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's the one that
that's
goes,
how bored I was. I think I got to the first part where you're swimming around, and then I don't want to play anymore.
But you're bored by a lot sometimes.
There were so many cutscenes
Nice.
and scenery.
Another one that's coming out for the PS4 is Kingdom Hearts 3,
Oh, yeah.
which would be awesome. If only I owned a PS4. The unfortunate new Phoenix Wright games are coming out. A Professor Layton game's coming out. There's a new
Wait,
Super
a new
Smash
Phoenix Wright
Brothers
with Phoenix Wright?
with Oh, I don't know actually.
Because, if it's like Apollo Justice again, it's not as fun.
Did he stop appearing in his own games?
Well, you stopped. Well, no, with the Phoenix Wright game, they did Apollo Justice, and it was just like a sequel, and it had this new guy.
Oh, hi, Melly. So someone's asking right here, how does this work? There should be a link. You just click play, and it should start playing up above the chat.
Well,
there.
Unfortunately, she's not hearing this, so if she doesn't know how
Okay.
to
Yeah,
click
she's
the
asking
player,
how this works.
That makes sense.
so
clicked
does
on the
someone want to
portal.
type in the chat
Oh yeah,
there and let me know?
I think Kari's got it covered there.
Yeah. Yay, Kari.
Okay, cut
wow,
that out
we
for
like
post.
clipped big time. I think that's because it was Man-Pans that is clipping big
I'm
time.
sorry.
Maybe you can move back a bit or something, so that when
just-
you go really loud, or we could just move that back.
Yeah. Okay. Other games that are coming out is there's nothing huge. Well, there's of course.
There's a lot of remakes.
Do you have chips?
No, I don't have chips.
There's
I'm
a
not allowed to have chips anymore.
Oh, okay.
The Walking Dead's gonna be finished, as well
yeah,
as
that is-
The
but-
Wolf Among Us, which I'm looking forward to.
I thought you didn't like The Wolf Among Us.
No,
No.
Ja-Mez didn't like
Oh,
it.
you didn't like it.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't that I didn't like it. It's just I was expecting it to be on par with The Walking Dead. And I felt
okay.
like The Walking Dead was such an outstanding game that I was disappointed because The Wolf Among Us, in my opinion, I mean, not your mileage may vary, didn't live up to what The Walking Dead was.
I still have to play the first one.
But to be fair,
bought
I
it.
was kind of bored by the first episode of The Walking Dead 2, like the as well. not
Yeah.
2 as in the sequel.
Yeah,
So it might just need a little while to pick up steam for me. I don't know.
sounds good. I still have to play the first one.
Yes,
I have
you
it.
do.
I have it on my booter.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking. Honestly, I haven't tried out The Wolf Among Us yet, but I've heard nothing but awesome things about it. So I'm gonna. Plus, I'm a fan of Fables, so that also
I keep
helps.
meaning to read that.
Yeah, that's.
Although it makes me really disappointed that there can never be a Fables TV series.
Oh, because
Yeah.
Because Once Upon a Time
you-
exists, and it's
do you know
basically
what?
a
I
similar
wouldn't-
premise.
I don't know if I'd want there to be a Fables TV series because it works so well as the graphic novel, and I don't know. I'm iffy on it. Although there's going to be a Sandman miniseries coming out,
Yes, Melly, this is the podcast now. We are strictly audio from now on.
strictly audio.
Hello there, T.C.
So I
Eliot.
think, other games
Melly.
that. Oh, hopefully, I said this last year. I'm hoping that my game, The Last Crown, comes out. It's always been delayed. I'm starting to lose steam on my enthusiasm for the due date, but it's a classic adventure game. And that's about it for games for me.
Yeah, the only
actually.
ones I saw that were worth sort of that kind of. I mean, one of them I might get if I get the system that it's on, but maybe not. Was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which I mean the Donkey Kong Country games are always fun. So, and then the other one that I don't really have interest in, but has been a long time coming and a lot of sort of discussion about it was South Park: The Stick of Truth, or the Stick of Truth or Stick of Destiny.
Oh, I saw that, The Stick of Truth, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a South Park game coming out. I just saw a whole list, and whatever ones happened to stick out
Yeah, but
to
all the
me.
ones I saw were like sequels or
re-releases
re-releases
or maybe it's because all of the new consoles are out now. They have to have a year of.
Plus, I find a lot of the ones that we only ever hear the sequels, and those are the only ones we ever acknowledge because we don't know of the quality of the new ones until they're released
Yeah.
or until there's a bit more hype about them.
Right.
So this early in the year, there might not be enough hype about them. Like I felt the same way looking at the movies of this year because it's all sequels or remakes but I mean, my two favorite movies of 2013 were two movies that looked really stupid to me early on in the year because the trailer to Gravity wasn't that great and the trailer to Frozen was really kind of dumb. So there wasn't a lot of sort of interest in those until I started to hear a little more
Yeah.
word of mouth about them.
Yeah, so it's tough to say. My favorite one is Dreamfall though so far. This is like one of those you have no idea how long I've been waiting for this moment kind of games.
We do.
So-
Actually, you've been talking about it, so we know.
Now you know, but you didn't before.
Before what?
Before this podcast.
No, you talk about it all the time in other podcasts.
Okay, maybe I did.
What
But
are you talking about?
Other people don't have any idea because
What do you
they've never
think?
met me.
The people who listen to this podcast since the beginning,
Don't undermine me. I'm excited. Darn
you
it.
should be excited. I'm not saying don't be excited, except people know.
Except people know.
Can I talk about comics?
Okay, talk about comics.
Two events that were announced this week that I'm very, very excited about. Well, one
I
just
know
sort of
because it was
interested
on the Facebooks.
in. Yes, I posted about it a couple times. A lot of other people posted about it. Peter Parker's coming back. Eee, I'm the only one excited about this.
He's a weenie. Sorry. I'm
Whoa.
sorry. I'm sure he's
Whoa.
nice.
Is this your knife in my back, Mana? Because would you like
Yeah.
it back?
I'd like to twist it a little bit first, if that's okay.
Well, we know that
Do you wanna
she
go off
doesn't.
on Ninja
We
Turtles,
know
too?
she
I
doesn't
don't
like.
actually. I like Ninja Turtles.
But you don't like Peter Parker. I don't understand.
He's a weenie.
He's not a weenie. He's the greatest comic book character ever created.
Okay.
And yes, Batman fans, he is better than Batman. So
He's not better than
yes,
Batman.
he is.
He's
Batman
so
is so overrated.
He's less of a psychopath than Batman. Or sociopath.
Sociopath would
Yeah,
be the better term,
probably.
I think. But yes, Peter Parker is returning. I'm very excited about this because he's been gone for a year, and I mean the story they've been doing in Superior Spider-Man has been really good. It's got
Yeah.
a lot of interest back into Spider-Man, but I mean it's Peter Parker.
It's Peter Parker!
He's my hero, and it's really
Aw.
depressing that he's not in either Ultimate Comics or.
That is
the
weird,
Marvel
actually,
Universe.
that Spider-Man isn't in Spider-Man at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, he is
Yeah.
Spider-Man. It's not
Technically-
Peter Parker.
Well, it is
Yeah.
in the sense that it's his body, but
Yeah.
it's someone else's
Yeah.
consciousness and a different personality. And
And they got rid of Peter Porker.
Peter Porker. Now, I wouldn't call him Peter Porker.
no, Peter Parker's a different character.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yes, the
Seriously?
Spider-Ham.
Are you
We
serious?
talked about this on the podcast
Really?
before.
I can't
Yes.
remember it.
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham. It was a parody when they were doing all the animal parodies. Of,
Okay, as long as it was a parody, I'm good with that.
well, he's
Yeah.
kind of crossed over a couple times and become like an actual mainstay
Oh my
character.
gosh, Peter
but it's on the
Parker?
same level as Howard the Duck, where it's a joke every time he shows
Okay.
up. It's not meant to be serious.
What was the Hulk called? I forget.
Oh God, I don't remember. I only remember Peter Porker because it's
Yeah.
First of all, it's the only memorable one. Second of
Yeah.
all, it's the the Spider-Man.
There was a bunch of them. I can't remember though.
yeah,
They
I
had
don't.
Galacticus and the Watcher. I can't remember any of them.
That was
a kid.
another storyline that they're doing now, is that they're killing off the Watcher.
Oh really?
The Watto they're killing.
And they're just getting rid of the creepy bald men. That,
Well,
like,
that's the
voyeurism?
storyline. That's the storyline. Is he's just an observer.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone who doesn't know, there's a character called the Watcher who basically observes all the most eventful things that happen across the universe, and when he shows up at a place and time, something bad is about to happen. He was the one who showed up just before Galactus appeared for the first time. He showed up just before Civil War. So whenever he shows up, that bad things are coming. So the fact that he's dead, and he doesn't interfere in things.
Wait, there was a whole race of them. I thought.
I think he's the last one.
Oh, was
I
he?
could be
He's
wrong,
like the
but-
Doctor, except he didn't get involved.
But the idea that this guy who doesn't become involved in these things, he just observes and records this history, is murdered for some reason, is spurring this whole mystery as to why would someone go to the extent of killing this person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe
that's
it's a quantum thing. See, if you observe it, then it... Anyway, it doesn't matter. I also remember that's how they also got into parallel universes back in the day. What if? All the Marvel what ifs, remember that?
Kari thinks you're thinking of the show Fringe, but I don't think you've seen Fringe, have you?
No, I haven't
No.
seen Fringe.
Yeah.
And then the other one that they announced this week that I won't go into much detail about, the Ultimate Universe is sort of getting whittled down. They're taking all of the, boring characters out, and basically there's just going to be 3 teams, the all-new Ultimates, which is going to be... It's basically a team now, where it's like Kitty Pryde and Cloak and Dagger and Bombshell, and then Peter Parker's clone, and then Miles Morales, who's the current Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe. They're all going to be the new Ultimates team.
Okay.
Ultimate Spider-Man is going to continue, but it's going to be called Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man now, where they're acknowledging that he's no longer living in Peter's shadow. He's doing his own thing. And then there's Ultimate FF, which stands for Future Foundation, which is which is a take on the current Marvel series called FF, the Future Foundation, where the idea is that they're supposed to. It's a scientific endeavor to try and better humanity for the future and to look for new ways to bettering the world.
Wouldn't the Fantastic Four have some sort of copyright on that in the same unit? Wouldn't they all get confused?
Well, it was started by Reed Richards.
Oh,
the Future Foundation was started by Reed Richards as a side thing to go along with the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four would do the adventuring,
cross promotion.
So there was two teams now. The Future Foundation.
Two.
Yes, there was Future Foundation, which was teaching children how to be, all these gifted genius children how
to fly into radiation zones and gain power.
To be fair, many of them already had powers or were already mutated and were aliens and all kinds of funny creatures. I didn't follow it too closely, but then they respun it off as a secondary team. The Fantastic Four were adventuring in time and space and doing their thing, and then on Earth there was a different team called the FF, which were a secondary Fantastic Four that were made up of, I think it was Medusa, She-Hulk.
I remember that. Yeah. A long time ago.
No. Well, they did that way back in the day, but they did it again recently with the whole Marvel Now initiative, and I'm going on and on about something that's irrelevant. This wasn't the purpose I was
Sorry,
getting at.
by the way, I don't actually think Peter Parker's that much of a weenie. It's just I just heard
what,
about...
You're just bringing that up now?
Yeah, I wanted
Beat the dog.
No. I just had to say, sorry.
Whatever.
I just heard all about it at dinner as well, so...
With whom? Oh, your friend.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yeah.
I thought he liked Batman.
He likes Spider-Man, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's better.
So, I had to
Don't get me wrong,
apologize
I
for
like
that.
Batman, but
That was
Batman's
harsh.
very overrated in my opinion. So anyways, that's, there's all kinds of other comic stuff, but those are the two that kind of really interested me, was the Ultimate Universe revamp, and whittling it down to more interesting characters, because it got way too kind of convoluted, and the only character I really cared about was Spider-Man. Now he's got 2 books, and now Peter Parker's coming back to the main universe.
By the way, you can't see it, but Ja-Mez does a little dance every time he says the word Peter Parker. It's kind of adorable.
I like
Speaking
your
of Peter
keyboard.
Parker,
your keyboard's cool.
Yeah, I bought the keyboard and mouse. I paid extra for the keyboard and mouse because I wanted something that was Mac equivalent, because I couldn't get a Mac keyboard to work with my computer.
Oh.
And I like the Mac keyboard mouse better. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I like how this key... Yeah, it is. Now that you mention it, more like a Mac
Yeah,
keyboard.
it's the shallower keys that you don't have to, hammer down to try and get them.
Yeah.
And then the mouse is a magic mouse where you can swipe and you can...
I shouldn't swipe anything.
Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
Mercenary Pen is proud of Errol making Doctor Who references with everybody else.
I've caught up to the end
He's
of
caught up.
Smith. I haven't seen The Day of the Doctor nor the
I
Christmas
guess no one
special.
caught your timey-wimey reference last week.
I said a timey-wimey reference last week? Ooh.
And in something that was not related to Doctor Who at all.
Wow.
Oh, no, it was about The Hobbit, and then I made the joke that, yes, the Doctor was actually there.
Oh, I said
maybe it wasn't
timey-wimey? I don't know.
I don't remember what...
Isn't Radagast a doctor or
Yeah,
something?
Yes, he's a
that.
7th Doctor.
I said
But I'm
timey-wimey.
trying to remember what it was in reference to. But
Oh.
you did make that reference last week. Speaking of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is coming out.
Is this the movie?
The movie.
Oh, when's that coming out?
It's coming out... I'm not sure. I didn't write down the dates of these. I got a whole list of movies that, there's all kinds of interesting
I know
ones to
you're
talk about.
super excited about...
Yes, Melly, we are doing this right now. This is live!
This is live. Kari just said yes.
Kari just said
on the
yes.
chat.
I know, but
And it's her birthday.
We're
Yes,
so
it is.
confusing Melly because I guess she's so used to seeing us.
Yeah.
And she thinks this is just sort of a pre-recorded thing.
Poor Mel Bells.
Well, I wanted to reinforce it through our responding to her. Anyway, sorry.
Yes.
Movies.
That's okay. Yeah, one of the big ones I'm looking forward to is Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I know everyone's kind of going on the fact that there's too many villains, but I think it's
really? I don't
interesting.
even know how many. I've been following it. How many villains are there?
It's primarily about Electro, but the storyline is centering around the fact that Oscorp is creating all of these supervillains. Electro is the primary villain, but we also see Rhino, and there's an appearance...
Rhino's in it?
Yes. There's an appearance of at least one goblin. We're not sure who it is. It looks
There's
like
more
it
than
might
one?
be.
May 2nd.
There's dozens of goblins.
Okay. So many goblins.
There's at least 5 green
Ears
goblins.
and goblins.
There's at least 5 green goblins, at least 5 hobgoblins.
Yes.
Technically, maybe 6.
May 2nd.
May 2nd. So
According to this.
May 2nd will
Like
be very
Aunt
exciting day
May.
for me.
You're
That was my contribution.
super excited.
Yes, but I'm even more excited for
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wait, is there a movie for the TMNT coming out?
Were you not here last week?
No.
Yes, Michael Bay is doing a Teenage Mutant
Did
Ninja
you
Turtles
forget
movie.
everything that happened last week, Amanda?
Yes. Yes.
And the
I
many,
did.
many other times we talked about this movie on the podcast.
Are you the real man?
No, see, I think what happens
Because
is...
I'm too busy remembering all of your social events.
See, I think whenever I start talking about something I'm passionate about, Amanda just kind of zones out and stops listening.
No.
Because she has no interest in anything cool like that.
Maybe. Poor man pants.
Sorry, that was a low blow.
That's okay.
To be clear, Michael Bay isn't directing; he's producing. It's Michael or something Labersman. I can't remember the guy's name.
Oh wait, I do remember this now. Sorry.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it's a live action one. They're replacing with CG characters akin to what they did in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which was a really well done effects movie.
It was. So hey.
But the
Anyway, let's not talk about a movie you don't care about. Let's go on to the movie you're looking forward to.
X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
right.
You said that last
I'm
week.
so excited.
Now I do remember you talking about
Yeah,
this one.
we do.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. I mean, it could go totally downhill because, you know, the last couple, with the exception of First Class, the last couple X-Men films have been abysmal.
Yeah.
I will go to bat for Wolverine, or the Wolverine, because I thought it was fun. It wasn't perfect, and I will acknowledge there's a lot of flaws, and we have talked about this at length. But I am acknowledging that there are problems with it, and you know, X-Men 3 was terrible.
Yeah.
The Wolverine was terrible,
Yeah.
and First Class was amazing. So I'm really hoping
I
that
really liked First Class.
the mesh of the two universes of First Class and, you know, a lot of the characters from X2, with the exception of Nightcrawler, who
And
I'm really
Rogue.
well, Rogue had a scene and she had a plot point, but the plot point became extraneous when they were removing that plot line, so her scene disappeared. They weren't cutting it because they wanted to cut Rogue. She just became an unfortunate victim of them trying to shrink down time and trying to remove a storyline. So
Yeah.
all the people out there are saying, well, they're cutting Rogue because they don't like her anymore. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with a simple choice of editorial decisions, you know, that you need to fit it within a certain time. You have to meet that time frame, so in order to do that, you have to cut certain things, and storylines have to go by the wayside, unfortunately. So this was a plot they could cut.
It's missing the open box, open door.
Not all of them had it.
Yeah, I know. So in other words, it's like from the 9th or something and before. So just to let you know, in February, the Lego movie is coming out.
Which I am so
Okay,
excited about.
I know nothing about this.
It's
The
done
actually.
by-
Lego is
it's
this
done.
toy that's
Hang
been-
on. It's done by the guys who did Cloudy with a Chance
Yeah.
of Meatballs and Clone High. That's
Huh.
all you need to know.
Yeah.
They're doing a movie about Lego characters,
Okay.
and they've actually
The
got the
trailer looked
copyrights.
kind of funny.
They've actually got the copyrights to characters like Wonder Woman and Batman, and
Superman,
Michelangelo.
All
And
of
the Teenage
them.
Mutant Ninja, like all of these characters from all these Lego sets that have come out in recent years for actual other continuities
Yeah.
are going to be involved in this one movie that's centered around you know,
Lego.
and it looks like one of the Lego games where it's, you know, the characters animated, but they actually talk.
Yeah, it
and-
doesn't look like them.
The cutscenes
It's in
it looks
stop
like.
motion though. The sad thing is, it's not great stop motion, but that's just me being picky.
Well, it's not stop. It's not stop motion. It's CG.
Okay, well
It's
then.
CG made to look like stop motion.
Yeah, but they
That's
made it
the
look
point.
like crap stop motion.
That's
so
the point.
Uh,
If they made it look like good stop motion, then you wouldn't get the shtick that it's supposed to be stop motion.
yeah,
The
no,
idea
but
is-
you can still make it look like stop motion.
It's like when you
But it
like when
looks-
you do
it's
a
almost-
video now that you want to make it look like it was from a VHS in the 80s. You put in every
No,
kind of
but-
crappy artifact you
But
can
if
find.
you want to do bad stop motion, you do 11 frames per second or something like 10. But it almost looks like it was at 7 or something like that at some point. So it's crazy.
Were you
Anyway,
watching the same trailer I was?
yeah, I'm just very picky with stop motion.
I
so.
guess. I thought it looked awesome and it looks hilarious.
No, it does look funny. It was funny. What I saw, it looked
I mean,
funny.
come on, it's
And
done
I'm
by
not
the
gonna-
guys who did the original
No,
Cloud with
I
the Chance of
agree.
Meatballs, which
It looks funny.
is one of the funniest movies of the the last
yeah.
decade. So.
I didn't see the second one. I was too afraid to.
You're
Yeah.
afraid?
Yeah.
Oh, in case it would let you down, or you're just scared of?
Well, just because they weren't
I knew it
involved.
would let me down.
Oh, so did it let people down? I don't even know.
Kind of. Yeah.
I haven't heard much about it, so.
Anyway, it'll be fun. I like Lego. I like movies. So in March,
Oh yes.
I'm going by order of months here. And did you see what's coming out in March?
I don't have a list of what's coming out.
Stephen Chow's Journey to the West.
Oh, yeah.
Did I share that with you?
Now I've been hearing things about
It's the
it.
most insane looking thing on the planet.
It looks insane.
All of his stuff looks insane. Now.
It is. Well, CJ7 was actually kind of boring, I found.
I didn't see that one.
It's not very good.
Okay, I'm judging it based on
Kung Fu Hustle?
Kung Fu Hustle,
which is insane. I love Kung Fu Hustle, right?
Oh, I love it too.
So if Journey to the West is as insane as Kung Fu Hustle, I'll be the happiest man ever, because the trailer looks crazy. The
trailer, if you can figure out what the movie's about through the trailer,
no,
congratulations.
they speak English in the one I sent you, right?
Okay.
Now, I sent Manda the original trailer that was still in Chinese, and it was like, what? Because you have no idea, and crazy things are happening. But then you have a better idea in the English trailer, and basically they're demon hunters. That's what it is.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah. So
That's why there's all the pigs and whatever.
That's why there's all sorts of craziness.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, just go watch a trailer.
To me, it looked like someone was making a very low-budget version of a Studio Ghibli, like a live-action version of a Studio Ghibli film, where all these weird creatures are showing up with no explanation as to who or what they are. Sorry, my screens went dark because I've got my screensaver thing.
Oh, good. But it's still going strong?
Yeah,
you were
Errol's
screaming.
there.
Yeah.
Errol's just block of just black on our waveform here. You just see blip, 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 blip. Errol, block.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm excited for Journey to the West because...
I'm excited too.
Because it looks crazy. I am hoping... Because, I'm hoping it's as crazy as it is, because then it'll be lots of fun.
Yes.
I know there's another one that man is looking forward to.
Uh-huh.
Pompeii.
Oh. Can I rant?
Go
Can
for
I
it.
please rant?
Go for
Oh my gosh.
I'm setting you up. You got to spike the ball.
So the best... Here we go, spiking away.
I'm just going to eat my popcorn.
So I saw the trailer for this, or no, it wasn't a trailer even. It was like, you know when you go into the movies and they have the pre-show thing, and they always have like promos for new movies coming out, and so the announcer came on, they're like, did you know that Pompeii was almost destroyed by a volcano? And I'm like, correction, it was destroyed.
To be fair, it's still there. It's just under molten rock.
It was destroyed!
Under ash. No, it's not destroyed. It's still there. It's just... Everyone's just sort of frozen statues in time now.
Everybody's just dead.
No, they're dead. The town was
The people
dead.
are dead, but Pompeii is still there.
It was covered / destroyed by a volcano.
And in March, you know what else is coming out in March? Muppets. I figured you'd be excited about that.
I'm so excited.
I am
for
excited
it.
for
I'm
it.
not nearly as excited.
I wasn't done my Pompeii rant yet.
Yeah, but that's not one you're excited for. That's one you're upset for.
Yeah, I'm upset about it.
So there you go.
I'm a little worried because
so
Jason.
Bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
I'm a little worried about this one because Jason Segel's not back.
I know.
And he was a big part of why the first one was so good. But it's still the same director, and some comedians that I do like Ricky Gervais and Tina Fey and the guy from Modern Family whose name I can never freaking remember.
Is it Ty Burrell?
Ty Burrell.
Uh-huh.
They're all there, and that looks hilarious. And it looks like it's got, the typical sort of Muppet-type jokes, like when they're taking out the escalating badges and the joke about when Tina Fey trips over the box.
Yeah, I know. It actually looks kind of fun with those guys in there, right?
Yeah.
So and it's not one of those the problem sometimes with Muppets come back sort of thing, like the very first one, they have to do a lot of fake backstory and explanation and build up before they can get to the story. So
that's
which is not a bad thing. But
the last one didn't really do much backstory. They just kept hinting at the fact that the Muppets hadn't been around in years.
Yeah,
and there was symbols and sort of.
But at the same, the whole
there wasn't
plot point was to bring them back, sort of thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But they didn't go back and show where everyone had gone.
No. It's not that I worry about, because I like flashbacks as much as anyway. It's just. Now it's it's like a complete. Now we can focus on.
But I think that it was also intentional to kind of. A couple times they were referencing the fact that in the first Muppet movie it was about gathering them together.
Yes.
For the first time, that's how they met each other. And this one they made a couple references to the fact that they're doing that story again.
Yeah.
And they're aware of it and they're hanging a lantern on it. So I didn't have as much of a problem. In fact, I love the fact that Sweetums did almost the exact same run down the street bit from the exact same old car lot.
I did actually enjoy about the Muppets movie that was out a couple of years ago was that they didn't really reference that it was sort of like things just sort of faded away, right? It wasn't like there was some terrible thing that tore all the Muppets apart or anything. No, they just sort of things.
Time happens.
Times happens. Yeah. I like that. Sort of going back. I'm not gonna dwell on Pompeii. I swear. But Mercenary Pen put up a comment, and I should mention it too because he's right. Nobody remembers Herculaneum. They got it worse. They were the smaller town that was closer to the volcano, and everyone's all about Pompeii.
Yeah, why doesn't anybody remember?
There's a reason for it.
Their heads exploded with the heat.
Yeah. And it was found later. That was part of it. Pompeii was very sensationalized because that was the one they discovered first.
Because it was sort of frozen in time, and there's this eerie sort of aspect of seeing this town just sort of... Like, when you think about a volcano, first of all, it's gradual. Second of all, it's usually much more destructive than that. Mm-hmm. So the fact that there were people kind of stuck in these moments rather than having been burned up, and buildings are still sort of there and just, encrusted in ash and all that. The way it's preserved makes a very eerie sort of story, so it sort of captures imaginations, whereas...
It's very creepy and very otherworldly. Anyway...
So when it comes to May, that's when all your movies come out, like Spider-Man and Days of Future Past. Mm-hmm. There's another movie coming out that's also down there. What is that other one? Godzilla that you said you liked, so that's coming out.
Well, Godzilla, I didn't say I liked it. I said I'm kind of looking forward to it. But I want to make the stipulation I'm looking forward to it if it's in the same tone as the Comic-Con teaser that was supposed to go unreleased. Not the trailer that we got, publicly released, because that just makes it look like, generic action film, which is the reason I'm not a big Godzilla fan. Mm-hmm. Whereas if it's about, the introspective aspect of watching this thing you've created destroy everything, the horror of knowing that kind of thing, that kind of intrigues me. And hearing Oppenheimer's overdubbed, message about that was very eerie and sort of set the right tone for me. If that's the tone they're going for, I'm very intrigued. I think the look of the monster is cool. I think the idea of this monster destroying things is cool, but I don't want it to just be another Pacific Rim where it's giant monsters bashing on each other.
Did you see The Host? Not the host with what's her face? No, the Korean film called The Host.
No, I keep hearing good things about it though.
Yeah. You should. I want to know what you think of it. I liked it. The Host is really
good. For instance, everyone hated Cloverfield. I love Cloverfield because it was a very different take on the monster movie scenario, where it wasn't just monsters bashing on each other. It was about people and about their limited sort of perspective of what's going on. That you didn't have any more information than they did. And
but Cloverfield came after War of the Worlds and all those. I mean, I think that it started with movie disasters like Titanic and whatchamacallit, where you always had this huge disaster and what the people's reaction to it.
No, but even with Titanic, you still got information. Like they had cutaways to what was going on with all the other characters, so you still had some sort of understanding what was going on. Whereas in Cloverfield, I like it because it reminds me of zombie movies where you're just as in the dark as the characters are because you only have the information they have. You aren't presented with anything beyond what they see and hear. Now, your mileage may vary with shaky cam and with a whole found footage scenario, granted, and I know a lot of people were disappointed because they were expecting a big action-y monster movie and that's not what they got. I liked it, and I like that idea of doing something different with a monster movie and not approaching it as just let's bash on each other.
Well, I don't know if that would have been... I still say I don't know if that was that much different, because if you think of it, it's like the Blair Witch, but with monster movies.
And I like the Blair Witch.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying the Blair Witch was wrong. I liked it when I first saw it, but that came out how many years ago?
99.
Yeah. 99.
I will say, I did
Which
get
wasn't
annoying.
that much older than... it's only a couple of years older than Cloverfield.
Couple years? When did Cloverfield come out?
2006, 2007,
yeah,
somewhere
it was
around there.
a while ago now.
So 8 years or something like that? That's a long time. Anyway, what else is coming out in May, which is interesting, because I saw all of Facebook and Twitter explode when it came on the internet, is Maleficent. I don't know if it's going to be any good,
yeah,
but it looks kind of
with
fun.
Angelina Jolie, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which kind of makes me angry because they're totally taking the whole Wicked premise and giving it to a completely different character, and it's like, but I want to see Wicked. I don't want to see Maleficent. I want to see Wicked.
You know why I'm actually a little iffy on this one is because I kind of like Maleficent because she's just so evil, and it doesn't matter why she's evil. She's just mean.
Although she
and
still
vain.
looks pretty evil in the movie.
Even so,
but the entire premise of okay, going back to Wicked, it may not be exactly like Wicked, but
Yeah.
it looks like they're selling it on that same idea of see the story from her perspective.
Where she's evil.
The problem,
She's evil. Or she's just still evil.
That'd be funny.
it would be, but the problem with doing those stories is to tell it from their perspective is to humanize and sympathize with that character. That's the whole point of Wicked.
No,
is
I
to
agree.
show the Wicked Witch as a person, not as just a villain.
Well, you can sort of see, like, even like just watching Sleeping Beauty, you can kind of, like I sided with Ursula, right? I'm like, what? Why was she banished? Because why? I don't understand why.
I don't know, maybe she entrapped souls.
Maybe maybe the entrapment of souls came after she was banished and she became all bitter. I don't know. Why wasn't Maleficent invited to the party? If they just invite her to a stupid party, she would have been fine.
Maybe. Except of course, if she puts the whole palace to sleep just from that one slight, then she's like, the friend you don't want to be friends with.
Probably,
there
yes.
You go. See, it's just like, oh, don't invite them. They're just gonna. Also, June. We're going on to June.
Okay.
Are you excited for How to Train Your Dragon 2?
Yes. So excited.
I haven't seen any trailers for it. I mean, I like
there's two actually really good trailers. The first one is just the basic description is it's Hiccup and Toothless, the boy and his dragon, flying, and you see that Hiccup's obviously a bit older and he's in this armor, and they're doing their thing. You've got the music, and it looks just like okay, they're continuing their adventures, and then there's this great moment where Hiccup falls out of the saddle. Not like on accident, like purposefully he falls out of the saddle and then spreads his arms and he's got his own wings and he's flying alongside in this great sequence along with Toothless. But then the actual trailer, which I won't spoil what happens if you guys want to go and see it, they actually spoiled a major plot point.
Oh,
really?
I heard that. You're the one
movie,
that told me, yeah.
I know, I didn't tell you that.
Well, somebody did. Anyway.
But it was supposed to be this big secret, and the trailer company put it... Because the trailer isn't cut by the same people who make the movie. I want to make that clear to people. It's not the same studio. There's companies in LA that do nothing but cutting trailers. And what the studios do is they'll send them a couple reels of various, footage from throughout the movie and say, here's our sort of show reel. Cut it down into a story. This is the basic plot point. And for whatever reason, someone goofed up and gave them this plot point that you weren't supposed to know about until you saw the movie. And it's kind of a big moment, and it's really cool to see in the trailer, but it kind of ruins that moment for the movie. And a lot of people
like
are kind of
Cabin
upset
in the
for it.
Woods did for me. Trailer.
Oh, yeah.
See, I had no interest in Cabin in the Woods, and I only saw it because everyone was raving about it, and I'm like...
I saw it because I was
it.
sort of interested in it, and then it took me completely by surprise. So I was one of the few who got to see it that first time and be like, what?
Yeah.
And I'd forgotten about it.
And I kind of wish I had have seen it like that, because everyone kept talking about how cool it was and how there was this big twist, and how the poster spoiled the twist, and I guess the trailer did too. I didn't
the
watch
poster
trailer.
does spoil the twist, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Sorry.
See what
Fine.
you did there?
But yeah, it just... I didn't get the same enjoyment out of everyone else, and maybe because I didn't see the twist.
I also saw it in the
Fresh.
theaters, which made it a lot more fun, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought it was... I think one of the things... I think the thing I liked was because it satired other horror movies. And that's
Which
what I thought
I
was
appreciate,
really...
but I don't feel like... I don't know. I didn't feel like it was nearly as well done as everyone thought it was.
That's
I
what
do.
I thought was funny. Anyway, we don't have to talk about
Okay,
old movies.
anyway.
The next movie I'm excited about is near the end, so we can go through
Well, I've got
all
a
your
whole
other
bunch
ones.
here.
Yes.
300 Rise of the Empire, which
Yeah, saw that.
I don't care for because...
So that's not being
I can't-
excited if you're saying I don't care for.
No, but I don't like Frank Miller.
Yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of him as a person, and I kind of take issue with a lot of the things he presents in his media. He tends to be very sexist, very homophobic, very sort of very, very right wing, and
Kari says,
oh my God,
Miller
Kari
is
and I
a
agree on
giant
something.
douche.
Kari
Oh
and I
my
agree on
God,
something.
the universe
the second
is
time.
Next movie then.
Next movie.
Well, I'm just gonna go through my list here.
The ones you're excited for.
There's a couple. I just want to see if anyone gets any reactions off these. I wish Slimy Bug was here, like he was last week, because Veronica Mars movie's coming out, and none of us have seen the show, so we can't talk about that.
No.
But I know it's a huge thing because it was this fan-funded thing through one of those Kickstarter campaigns, or
Probably Kickstarter in general, actually.
yeah. Well, I don't remember if it was Kickstarter or the other one, but
Oh, yeah.
Divergent, which is one of the big teen sort of young adult books.
We're not the Hunger Games.
Yes.
We're not.
But what I like is that it's Shailene Woodley, who is in another young adult book that is being adapted this year that isn't geeky, but I want to mention anyways, because it's one of my favorite books from the last few years, The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh, yes.
And I'm so excited for this book, for this movie.
The Fault in Our Stars?
That's the one that Hank Green wrote.
John Green.
John Green.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
It's the one about the cancer patients who fall in love and dealing with being teenagers and being in love while dealing with these, very life-altering consequences due to illness and all that. And, it's not a conventional love story, but I like the interaction between the characters. I like the conversation between the characters. And I think that'll play very well on film if they've stayed true, as John Green suggests they have, to the book. Because his dialogue in that book is amazing. It's one of my favorite things to read is, hearing him talk through his characters. A couple more, The Raid 2, which I think I didn't research.
The Raid 2 is coming out?
I think this is a sequel to the Raid Redemption, which I still haven't seen.
Oh, you
I want to go see it with you.
With me? Why?
Yes, because you and I both love Asian action films, and I want to go see it with you. And then all of a sudden I see you're tweeting that you've gone with Dan.
Oh, sorry, yes,
I'm like,
yes.
I want to go with you.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't you guys all
you can
go
come
together?
see. You can see.
Because you didn't invite me.
So? Does that stop Errol?
Doesn't stop me.
No, but
I invited myself to Kari's birthday party.
I didn't know they'd gone until after they had gone.
I don't think she's having a birthday party.
So I couldn't invite myself to something that's already happened.
But it's going to happen now.
It's going to happen
You can come with me to Journey to the West.
Yes.
Because I think
and
that'll
next
be
time
crazy.
you go see any Studio Ghibli film, I want to come with you.
Oh, I went a whole slew back in...
I know, and I was hoping you would invite me, but...
You don't...
Oh, no, I went with my fam. You could have came with me. I posted it. Anybody, I'm coming... Anyway, doesn't
I never saw you post that, so
I
would have spoken up.
You're on my calendar.
There's a Transformers 4...
Yeah, I didn't talk about that.
Yes, the only thing that I'm kind of interested about that is they're doing the Dinobots finally. That's the only thing I kind of am a little bit interested in, just because I want to see how they do it. It's probably going to be terrible, so I'm not going to pay money to see it, but I'm just kind of like, I'm excited to see the trailer just for that reason. A few more, Captain America Winter Soldier, which I don't think you guys have any interest in, but...
no, I'd probably see it.
Read the books, because they are really, really well done comics, and I think the storyline is going to be amazing.
Sorry, just reading poor Kari's.
Mercenary Pen, barricade your doors, Kari, and find a shotgun. Already done.
That was in reference to me, I think. Yes.
Yes, we mentioned Maleficent, Fault in Our Stars, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Transformers, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which sounds like an intro. Like, I loved Rise, so I'm hoping this one will continue in that sort of vein. And it's got oh crap, I can't remember his name now. Sirius Black. Commissioner Gordon.
Amazing guy.
Yeah, who I can never remember his freaking name.
Gary
Oldman.
Yeah, there you go.
Derp. And then Guardians of the Galaxy, which a lot of people are excited for.
The raccoons.
Yeah, everyone in the chat.
Everyone in the chat is like, Gary Oldman. This is good to know that we're still on time with people.
The other Sin City, which is the other Frank Miller one, which I have no interest in. Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah.
Which they're finally getting to. Which...
I never saw the first one, actually.
Ooh!
Whoa! You should see Jamez's face right now!
How have you not... You love comedy. How have you not seen that movie?
It looked...
don't...
It looked dumb. I'm sorry.
That's the point.
I just saw.
It hasn't aged well. I'll admit that.
I saw the trailer when I was younger, and it was like Jim Carrey doing like his thing, and I was like, no.
I think by the time Dumb and Dumber came up, because like I really liked Ace Ventura when it came out, for example.
I liked the same year.
Pardon? Did it come out the same year?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Three of them came out the same year.
See, that's probably it. There's so many, and then Dumb and Dumber came out. I was like, oh, that looks, and I saw part of it.
Sorry, there's another movie.
When is that in December?
That's in December.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh!
I wonder if we're talking about the same one.
No, I don't think so.
Then another Marvel one. They've got like 5 or 6 movies this year.
I know Marvel has crazy.
Big Hero 6, which is a spinoff from the Spider-Man comic, where in the absence of all these superheroes, because they were all sort of mutated into spiders, because a villain of Spider-Man's decided to turn all of Manhattan into spiders. These superheroes from around the world kind of team up together, which they're making into an animated film for some reason. I don't know why. Expendables 3, which... Does anyone care at this point?
No.
Like, the first one was so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe they made a second one. The only point making these is, look who we can get to come to our film.
Yeah.
And then the movie's stupid. So it's worth seeing for the trailer because it's like, oh, all these guys are in there. It's like, Harrison Ford, what are you doing?
Oh, is Harrison
You're a credible
Ford?
actor.
Oh, wow.
You do good movies.
You're not a washout yet.
You're Indiana Jones, for God's sake.
Yeah, but he was Indiana Jones back in the 80s.
And 2000s.
I don't remember that one. I choose not to remember that one.
And they're making more Star Wars.
That one I'm excited about.
I'm excited about Star Wars.
Well, that one's not till
actually.
2015, so
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
we can't talk about it. There was also
Actually, I'm not marveling at all the superhero films. I'm marveling at there's so many from Marvel and none from DC. Yeah.
Get it? You marvel at it.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. When is the Superman Batman one coming out anyway?
That's next year, I think.
Oh, okay. So there aren't any DC ones coming out at all?
They're very slow to come out,
Yeah.
whereas Marvel has
Oh, yeah, what?
3 different studios working on
80,
theirs.
yeah.
They just got a big grinder of.
Yeah, and 3 of them are within the 3 films they have, or 2 of them are attached to the Avengers, and then one of them is just Disney doing an animated film based on an Avengers.
Disney's doing... Which one is that?
Big 6.
Oh, sorry, you just said that, yes.
Yeah, Big Hero 6, sorry. And then Night at the Museum 3, which, does anyone care? Cool effects, funny characters, no plot line, okay. And then the one that I want to punch everything for, The Hobbit.
You want to punch? I'm looking forward
will
to
end.
it. It will end. Think about it this way. It will end.
But I don't need to see it. I mean, I want to see the Battle of the 5 Armies. Because that's one, like... The whole point of me getting excited for The Hobbit was there were certain scenes I wanted to see. I wanted to see...
The dragon?
I wanted to see the dragon. I wanted to see the spiders. I wanted to see the riddles in the dark. And all those scenes were great.
Yes.
The barrel scene was great.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's so much other crap in between that's no fun to watch.
The Riddles in the Dark was amazing.
The Riddles in
Yes.
the Dark was...
But it was the only scene in the first film that was really worth seeing.
That was an amazing scene.
That
It was an amazing scene.
That made the movie worth it 10 times.
I disagree.
I wonder if somebody...
Like, I'm willing to watch it when I'm, I
wonder if somebody will actually decide to let's cut down all 3 into 1.
If someone will.
If
Remember,
someone
like when
re-edits it?
like when someone did the
Doing a
Phantom
Phantom
edit,
edit,
right?
Ooh, funny.
I mean,
probably could.
you can do it because unlike a lot of films, there is a lot of superfluous stuff that doesn't have it. Like, you can cut out the entire Toriel elf storyline, and it won't affect the story
But
at
then
all.
you won't get Hot Dwarf time.
Yeah, because you can put Legolas in the background of a couple shots.
No. Hot Dwarf. I don't care about Legolas.
Oh, but they're throughout the movie.
Yeah, there's tons of hot dwarf times.
Yeah, but there was
you.
more in the second one.
Which hot dwarf are you talking
Tell you
about?
what, when I do my Hobbit
I
fan
still have
edit,
Thorin, I guess.
Yeah,
Thorin's
you still
the
have
elf.
Thorin.
don't worry. When I do my Hobbit fan edit, I'll put a montage at the end under Sarah McLachlan music of all these slow montagey shots
Of
in the
Thorin and
arms of the
Keely.
angel.
You know what I want? I'd like to have an Anya background track when I'm doing something really mundane. That'd be so fun.
That would be great. Reaching for a pencil. Actually, I do miss Bilbo in there, like, because Kari here is saying that she's not sure there's enough Bilbo in there to make a single coherent film.
Yeah.
Poor Bilbo.
I like Bilbo the
He
best.
gets sneezed
I
on.
like him better even than Thorin. That's saying
Well,
a
that's
lot.
because he's Martin Freeman.
Yeah, I love Martin Freeman. Anyway.
Yeah.
Any other film?
Well, the only other one that I have on my list that I thought was worth mentioning, which is probably one of the ones I'm looking the most forward to outside of like my usual milieu of comic books and whatnot, was Mockingjay, because Catching Fire really did a good job of improving upon the first one, and I'm really, really hoping that they can fix the problems with the third book, because God, that third book was aggravating and disappointing.
Oh, I haven't read the third book. Why is it Oh, really?
I don't want to go into it because
We don't
it's
have
this
to.
whole thing and people don't agree with me, and it's this huge argument that I get into all the time. But I found it really disappointing. I found the characters' reactions to certain situations really disappointing, and the fact that the main character has nothing to do with the climax of the film.
Well, it seemed like she didn't
She's
have
absent.
much to do with her film, the second one,
seriously.
either.
Yes, she did.
No,
No.
her job was to survive.
Yeah, her job was to survive,
she
and then
did.
at the end you found out that everybody was plotting this stuff in the background. Like,
Yeah,
we didn't
but
want to
wait,
tell
wait,
you.
wait, wait.
Everything,
Spoilers.
but everything that happened in that film was
Spoilers.
still the direct result of her. Like, everything we saw up until that point was still the direct result of her choices and behaviors, including the big, event at the end that
Well,
put her into a situation.
Yes.
Everything was due to her or her reacting to things.
But she was still being like pushed around like a pawn.
She was a pawn.
No, I understand that, but it's still sort of...
Spoilers.
In a previous, there's another movie that's coming out
that I'm actually excited for, even though because I keep on hearing about this play.
Is it the same one?
Yes.
Into the Woods?
Yeah.
Into the Woods is coming out as a movie. I'm really iffy on it, but I'm also kind of excited. It's one of my favorite musicals.
It's another one that makes me aggravated that there's no Wicked movie.
That there's no Wicked movie?
Yeah, I'd like to say...
Into the Woods is better than Wicked. I'm going to say it. There. I said
but it doesn't have The Wizard of Oz, which...
So?
But does it have as good singing, though? I don't know if it has as good as songs, though.
As Wicked?
Yeah.
I haven't really heard Wicked, so I can't really judge.
Yeah.
But...
Because the songs I heard from Into the Woods didn't really all sound that impressive, but it was fine.
The thing is, though, they're not really casting... It doesn't really... The casting so far doesn't really seem like they're getting really strong vocal presences, and it's a...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and it's a Stephen Sondheim musical, and Stephen Sondheim is one of the most difficult of musicals to sing most of the time. But and you need powerful musical theater singers behind it.
But people doubted some of the performances, and granted there were some terrible ones, but Les Miserables, like people were blown. Awful ones in there were, but there were some awesome ones too. Like
there were. No, I'm not saying that everybody.
Anne Hathaway, no one expected her to be able to sing well. And
really?
From my understanding,
we knew that she could sing.
We knew that she could sing, but they don't think...
Has she sung before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What did she sing in?
In Ella Enchanted, she sung.
Oh, I skipped that one because it looks stupid.
And she sang in another one, too. But without... Like, I'm not saying... I might be pleasantly surprised, but they're casting this little girl as Red Riding Hood, which is kind of... because...
I won't say it's appropriate, isn't it? It's
not really appropriate because there's a lot of sexual tension underneath one of the songs. Was this written
by George R.R. Martin?
Yeah. Yeah, Kari agrees with me. There's much better songs. Much! And it's just... I don't know, it was always meant in a stage play to be played by... a girl who is either like 19 or older, and I can see why that's not possible in a movie because you can't really get away with that, like a 19-year-old girl pretending to be 10. But so I'll be interested to see what happens there. And plus, the little girl that they did get, she's a good belter, but she's not really a singer.
Well, how do you know? You know her in the past or something like that? Or?
Yeah, I looked up because she's like this YouTube sensation.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That's the other thing. They're not okay. That's it. She has like a belting ability. Does she have an acting ability? And that sort of thing. So people are. It's a really good musical. It was one I first saw it at Stratford, and I thought it was only an hour long, and then I realized there was more to it because the play ended, and I thought it was like it's a play about fairy tales. It's nice, and then. First act ends, and I was like, "Oh, is that it?" And they're like, "No, there's a second act." I'm like, "Really?" Because they wrapped everything up. So
I guess I just saw a really bad version of it because I had to edit a video for a stage play of it one time. And it was really
Here's
sort of
the thing with
done,
stage plays. If you videotape a stage play, it's gonna look terrible.
No, I've cut some ones that were done very, very well.
Oh yeah?
Yes, like the producers and other ones like
that.
They
probably acted it very well.
But it's the same people.
Yeah.
It's the same people doing the same play, and when I saw Into the Woods done by the exact same people who'd done all these other good ones, it was really now the one girl was awesome, who I was cutting the video for, but it was still sort of I don't understand why everyone's so excited for this movie because the play looks so dumb.
I saw it in Stratford, and I saw a youth production of it as well, actually.
And it was still good?
It was still good.
Even with youth?
With youth. Well, this was like, it's one of those, this is a youth play, but it's like the best youth we could get for singing and
all
stuff.
Over 20.
All over 20. They were between like 13 and 19 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. They were really good, actually. And I don't know, so they got someone for the prince, and I'm like, he can't sing? He can't... Oh.
Who did they get for the prince?
I forget. I wish I remembered.
Was it Jake Gyllenhaal? That how you pronounce his name?
I think it's Gyllenhaal, but I could be
Gyllenhaal,
mistaken.
I think that was someone like that anyway, and I was
one
like,
of
can
those
he
guys.
sing? We had a whole podcast about it pretty much because we did the podcast about Les Mis with my friends and when we did the musicals. I don't think you guys were there.
No.
So we talked all about this during that, and I didn't realize it was coming up this year. So yeah,
There you
I'm
go.
kind of excited for it.
Anything else new in 2014?
Yeah, TV shows. Well, not new, but returning ones that I thought we'd talk about.
Oh, it's like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
I'm watching the time. Community is back.
I thought nobody likes Community.
I haven't
Everyone
seen the
should
new
love
episodes
Community
yet.
because it's the best damn TV show on
Yeah,
TV.
I know,
But
but
the
after a certain
the fourth
season,
season
everybody...
This one
really
has been.
sucked.
Well, it didn't suck.
Yes,
there was
it
just no. There were some problems, but there
Yeah,
was some
it
really
sucked.
good stuff about it. And this one has the original creator of it is back.
Yes.
They've gotten rid of all the troublesome actors.
All of it was what's his face? Troy. Was he a troublesome actor?
No, he's just leaving because he wants to do his own thing.
Okay.
Which is disappointing, but
Kari,
thank you, Kari.
Kari
Community is
agrees
awesome.
with me. Season 4 doesn't count.
But she
It
also
doesn't
agrees with me that
exist.
Community is awesome.
I
So.
agree
I'm not
with you
saying it's not
too.
awesome. Everybody hates season 4.
But it's still an awesome show, regardless of season 4.
Oh, yeah, seasons 1 to 3 are the best seasons of television
And
I've seen in
I
a
stand by
while.
parts
I
of
will
season
agree.
4 that were good.
Nah.
And this one has been fantastic so far. There have been amazing plot points. I like the fact that they've almost kind of restarted because at the end of the first season, everyone graduated because community college is only 4 years.
Right.
So
Oh,
everyone,
so they can just start over.
but they started over by having them come back as teachers, which
wow.
would sound like a really heavy-handed, terrible plot point. But the way Community does referencing those terrible plot points in other shows, they've made a shtick out of it, and it's actually really hilarious and really well done.
Yeah, I've heard that they. I haven't seen them yet. I really want to because
No, only Jeff is a teacher. That's what Kari says. I know
Sorry,
nothing about
yes.
Community.
I really loved seasons 1 to 3, and I was afraid to watch 4 actually because of all the bad things I was hearing about. And I finally watched it this year, all in one go, and I was like, all right, let's get this over with. And
I still disagree. I still say 4 had some worthwhile stuff. There was some bad stuff, I'm willing to admit, and it was not as even as the other seasons, but there was still some weird, and it wasn't nearly as bad as the plot line with what's his name, Troy being the
air conditioning.
Yeah,
I never,
that was terrible.
I never got on board
I don't
with that
understand
one.
why everyone loved season
Yeah.
3 so much but hated season 4 when that was the worst plot line they've ever done.
I don't know. Is it as bad as Changnesia?
Well, everything with Chang post season 1 was terrible.
Yeah.
But there's some, when he takes over the school, that was a terrible plot line too,
Yeah.
and that was season 3.
Anyway, other TV shows.
Sherlock is back.
Yes, I've seen the first 2 episodes now.
Sherlock is over.
No.
Sherlock is
No.
over.
Yeah, I know it's over. I don't want any spoilers. I'm gonna watch them now with my wife. Yeah.
Wasn't that terrible when they killed off Sherlock again?
Oh, poor Sherlock. I did see the trailer, the cute little Christmas trailer.
Oh yeah, that was
Now you're spoiling me.
Wasn't it the mini episode?
The
Yeah,
Christmas.
the mini episode that happened over Christmas.
Oh, I thought you meant there was an episode about Christmas because I haven't seen.
Oh no.
I haven't seen the second or third episode yet.
No.
so-
It happened over. Wasn't it over Christmas as it came out?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just small, 11-minute. Yeah.
And then we're also getting the return of Doctor Who,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
they announced this week will be continuous throughout the season.
Yes.
There will not be any more
Hey,
interruptions.
Kari, I finished up to the season finale of season 7.
Yep.
So now I have just the
So we
2
can
more.
talk about all the spoilers
There you
now.
go. Next week we can talk about Doctor Who because I'll have watched all the other 2s by then.
And then the return of Walking Dead, which I'm very excited for, especially since they've killed off one of the characters I hate the most.
Now I can understand Kari when she goes off on all her Doctor Who references. Which she never does, actually.
Unless she references the older show, which you'll have no idea what
No,
she's
then I
talking
won't
about.
have any idea. Yes.
And then the return of Game of Thrones.
My cousin is going to have for her birthday Great Gatsby.
Every time I mention a show, you just talk right over top of me about something else. Are you bored?
True. No.
You have no interest in what
No,
I'm
all of
saying?
a sudden these things pop into my head. What happens all the time. But still, and it's cool because she's going to have a Great Gatsby themed birthday party.
Oh yeah, we were talking
And she said she has access to a bow tie and suspenders. And so, I could go as a doctor. And so that's not Great Gatsby themed. I don't care.
You could be the
He could
doctor
appear in
showing
Great
up.
Gatsby.
Yeah, that's just it. So I'm bringing my sonic screwdriver and I'll be set. Sorry, okay, you're talking about The Walking Dead.
Game of Thrones.
Game of
Walking
Thrones.
Dead, Game of Thrones, which is the most overrated TV show ever.
I still really like it.
I cannot stand it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh no?
I have tried to watch that show 3 times now. I have tried to read the book 14 times now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I really like the books too. Actually.
I can't even get through half of it.
Oh.
Half of the first book. I hated it so much. I can't stand
I stopped at chapter 7 because I was bored with the Queen.
You stopped so many things.
I know. I was starting 1, 2, 3, 4. It was going fine, and then all of a sudden we're back to the Queen again.
Errol's either like the easiest person to entertain or the hardest person to entertain. Because the moment he gets bored, it's like done, stopped, bored now, going away. Look, something shiny. Look, Totoro.
Totoro. That's another thing, coming up with different kind of like parody songs for like Let It Go. Totoro.
Totoro.
Sorry, we were talking about something else. I'm peckish.
Alright, well...
You want my popcorn?
No, you have like cheese doodles all over it.
Cheese doodles?
It's cheese powder, because it tastes like cheese corn.
Cheese.
Do you not like Smart Food cheese corn?
No, I think it tastes gross.
Oh, it tastes awesome.
It does taste awesome. I'm agreeing with Ja-Mez on the Smart Food thing.
I'm so happy Kari agreed with me on 2 things today.
And that season 4 to 3 of Community is
One about
awesome.
Community and then something else.
I agree with you about Community too.
I didn't say. I just heard that people didn't like that. That's all. I haven't even seen Community. I'm willing.
What's the
to
other
see
thing
it.
Kari agreed with me on?
Something in the earlier part of the podcast.
Yeah.
It was about
Oh, it was about that director that you don't like, Frank Miller. That's what.
Oh,
it was.
yeah.
Yes.
Frank Miller sucks.
I am here.
Yes.
Well, that is 10 minutes after 9.
Yeah.
I guess we should wrap up this podcast.
It's 2014 coming up. Thanks for joining us, guys.
By all means, we will be back here again, 8 p.m. EST. And Sunday, you can find us 3geeksinapod.com/live. And it's always going to be at /live. And we are also archiving all of these things, so you can listen to them. So my poor sister, who has never had a chance to listen now, has a chance to listen.
Yep, it's up in audio. Last week's episode's up in audio format and still on YouTube, so if anyone wants to just put it on, there's no visual, it's just the graphic of the episode
You can't see
number,
me slapping my belly.
No! I'm not Ja-Mez!
We still have to go through all the other things.
Okay.
If you want to email us, you can email us at number 3.
I like how you just tried to abort the episode early.
geeksinapod.com. Sorry, 3geeksinapod@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter, 3geeksinapod. You can find us on Facebook, 3 Beaks. Beaky beak, 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 beak.
3 Geeks in a Pod on Facebook.
We're also on Tumblr now, and
we're on Tumblr.
Yes, and remember, guys, that I'm constantly updating geek news as much as I can.
I updated on Facebook once.
Yeah, update on the site so that we can have people. We're trying to drive traffic to the site. But guys, if you have geek news, please help me out by sending stuff. I can only cover so much, and there's only so many things that I have connection to.
Maybe we give everybody access to our website.
No, but I mean, you can email me news stories, and I can post about them, and I'll give you credit for them.
Maybe I can tweet you them.
Or
3 Geeks in a Pod.
Well, you guys can actually post stuff to the website,
I could.
I don't actually have that much access to news. I get it all from Ja-Mez.
No, you
source of news.
Yeah, you constantly
For example,
news. And,
you're a dream ball game.
I'm not Ja-Mez.
I'm not Amanda.
I'm not Errol.
Bye,
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.
Oh, boy.
Had a very, I'm Rick moment last week.
Oh, really?
With
Why? With some boys?
Maybe. But it's like, who's your friend? And I was like...
What?
Why are you gargling at her?
It was like cat meow.
No, they gargle.
Listen! You're still sitting there like...
This is the
I
pre-show,
don't know what cat
everybody.
you're around that gargles.